When Missourians vote on the issues that they care about, like Medicaid expansion, they expect their leaders to respect their will and implement it. But we can take a look at Governor Parsons' history of overturning the will of the voters. He is leading the charge against Clean Missouri, a voter-approved initiative. He has said that he would sign right to work if the legislature passed it, totally disregarding the will of the voters. I will respect voters and implement Medicaid expansion in a way that is successful, that we have, that people have access to health care, we create good jobs in places that need them, and that we save our rural hospitals and open new clinics in parts of our state that need that access to health care.
Of course, he's not talking much about health care. He's talking about something that I know people in St. Louis are concerned about, and that's crime, law and order. Is there any part of you that has sympathy or empathy for those who want to so-called defund the police?
I have been very clear. I don't support defunding the police, and crime is a significant issue, and it has been for years. This is not new. And as kids were getting murdered in their backyard last year, as there was a record number of children being impacted by gun violence, Governor Parsons said he's got to stay in his lane, that it's not his responsibility at all. We will not address the root causes of crime until we address the availability of illegal guns on our streets. And Parson has been in Jefferson City for decades. And he, as a legislator, voted to eliminate laws that kept guns out of the hands of criminals. And so it's no surprise that we're seeing an increase in gun violence, not just here in St. Louis, but across our state.
On topic today, I just want to make sure I understand the reasoning behind the state pre-existing conditions. That's in case it gets thrown out by a court, or if Congress repeals the ACA. It's sort of a backstop against those two. Is that basically what you're proposing?
Well, it is a backstop, but I think that we should be proactive. The Republicans have no plans for how they're going to address issues of pre-existing conditions. It is time for them to put their cards on the table, and we should pass a law here in Missouri to protect coverage for pre-existing conditions. This impacts millions of Missourians, and it's critically important that we lead the way on health care and ensure that people have access to quality, affordable health care in this state.
If there is a federal pre-existing mandate, though, is a state one duplicative or even necessary?
I would view that it is necessary, because we have seen the games that Washington, D.C. wants to play with health care. And so I believe firmly that we should put pre-existing protection coverage in our state laws. And look, we're in the midst of COVID. We're in the midst of a healthcare pandemic. Nobody knows what the health implications will be down the road. Now is the time to protect people's health.
I have one last question on the provider aspect. It's one thing to expand the people that are eligible for Medicaid, but if providers aren't being reimbursed enough, then they may turn them away. That was an issue, I think, that was endemic after 2005 Medicaid cuts. What would you want to do to make sure, with Medicaid expansion coming, that providers are reimbursed enough to actually accept this new population of Medicaid recipients?
Clinics, rural hospitals, academics that have looked at the economics of healthcare have said that with the expansion of Medicaid, there will be more providers. This is a pretty simple economic issue. If folks don't have insurance and they have uncompensated care, then there won't be the providers available to provide the health care that folks need. With Medicaid expansion, over 250,000 working Missourians will finally have access to health care, and then there will be providers to accept that insurance and provide that care.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.